talking?
Seal Maira Dimo. Seal Maira Dimo. Seal Maira Dimo. Ami Seal Maira Dimo.
Anyway, we're going to go with this, guys. We actually started. Yogi's just trying to walk around the table to get into his location. But anyway, this is Mathis-Na. I think it's episode 6 we're on right now. And this is an Eid special. Eid al-Fitr. Spesh. Do you know what I mean? This is a spesh sesh. Last week we had an amazing time with Ibrahim Baisab, who came on. Thank you so much for coming. The response has been phenomenal. Yeah, I think the guy kind of smashed the views, even brought in so many subscriptions, and we really appreciate that behind the scenes when we're looking at, breaking down our analytics or insights or whatever you want to call it. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Comments people have been making. It's been really good. And then obviously been speaking to Bicep as well. I think straight away, the first thing I said was, look, we need to do probably like an episode 2 with you as well, because he's got so much more to say regarding the industry, about his youth, growing up in Stonium. And we really appreciate it as well, to bring people on who, kind of really have made a big impact in our life on a personal level, on a community level. So it's been really good. But, we're getting really close to the end of Ramadan. The month has gone really quickly. I think yesterday night we all did Shatai here in Burnley. It's a significant part of our history. It's a significant part of what we used to do when we were young as well. The 27th night, going to the masjid, spending the whole night in the masjid, all the boys coming together, having a laugh, having a banter. But I think overall it was that community spirit thing that we really enjoyed more than anything. But if we're talking about Eid, and Eid is possibly going to be on Thursday, maybe on Friday. We don't know what
we do know, Salik. It's going to be on Friday because of Saudi, isn't it?
Is Saudi already said it's going to be Friday?
He said it like ages back already.
Okay.
So,
He's got special access.
Special access. But I've got it in my head that it's going to be on a Thursday, no?
I'm very sure it's going to be Friday.
Okay, so let's. I think we'll wait till tomorrow night.
Because the people who follow Morocco and all of that, the
anti-Saudis.
They're doing on Saturday.
They're doing on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Because it'll be 30, isn't it?
The full 30?
Yeah, it'll be full 30.
Now, for people that started with the Saudis, the 30 will be on
Friday.
So it will be on Friday. It has to be.
It can't go beyond. For us, it can't go. So obviously, we started with them. It can't go beyond
Friday. So okay, let's say for example, we still do it on Thursday.
Yeah, we can.
They can,
Would they still go ahead and complete the full 30 and then do it on the Saturday? There's like a whole day in the middle.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Anything. It's all up for grabs, bro. It's all up for grabs.
Jeez. Anyway, guys, we've got our merchandise here. We're gonna do a giveaway in a few days, maybe in a week or so. We're not drinking tea, by the way. This is iron brew. Iron brew. We're all addicted to iron brew here. But let's take it back, guys.
I don't think we've got a lot of viewers in the south now, in London.
Oh wow!
I don't think they know what iron brew is.
Iron brew.
They don't know.
It's iron brew. If you go further up in north, if you go into Scotland, their national drink is iron brew. We're kind of in the middle way. We really love that particular drink. We don't class it as like a fizzy refreshment, do we? Just class it as a drink.
What's the thing that you always say, Salik? You put hair on your chest.
Iron brew will put bloody hair on your chest. I'm telling you. That's how we say up north. But anyway, taking it back to Eid, guys, I remember, okay, let me take it back as far as I'm concerned. I still remember very clearly, there was this one particular Eid, where everyone wore shell suits.
Oh, yeah.
Shell suits.
Do you not know what a shell
suit is?
No, my shell suit.
No, I don't know what that
Shell suit is basically something that was really flashy. It was like shiny, slippy material. Okay. The pants were like that.
The ones you wear to a wedding as well.
No. It's a matching top and bottom.
Like joggers and stuff.
Yeah.
I know what you're about.
Yeah, you get. But the material was very specific.
Yeah. So joggers and stuff is kind of like a wool, not wool, like a cotton, isn't it?
This one is like a polyester, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know what you're about.
When flash, when you used to walk, you used to make that. you know that kind of sound.
I'm sure you had like a aqua aqua and pink one.
Yeah, I had one of them, but I also, my favorite one was one where it was like really, it was like blue. Like, you know what I mean? And then on one of the legs, you had, I think, like a yellow and a red stripe. And then on the arm, you know what? It was like one of our favorite things to wear. But going back then, guys, obviously, at that time, our big masjid wasn't built.
No.
So it was a small masjid. In our community, even though we've got a bigger masjid now as well, there's still 2 Jamaat times. The first one gets really full, and the last one, the second Jamaat is not kind of like full, but it still has a good few numbers. But here's the thing: even if you set it at 9:30, there's still people walking in at 9:40, chancing the fact that the Imam is going to be late. Yeah, or something's going to overrun. So I've still got that extra 10 minutes. And then even after that, when it's done and some people have missed it, they'll come back and say, why could they not have waited another 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's cheeky, man.
Do you know what I mean? The whole point is that 9:30 and 10:30 is the Jamaat times in Shahjar Al Masjid. Guys, get there 9:25, 9:27, 9:29. Get there and let the Jamaat start for 9:30. But even then, the Imam, he gives the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he does.
He's actually allowing that kind of behavior to perpetuate.
No, he has to, man.
Relax, books, man. You're gonna say it the way it is. He's allowing that kind of behavior to perpetuate.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that, though.
Yeah. So we finish namaz and then we get up and then we all do, you know, like when you grab each other's chest and then you give him a hug, yeah, and you say Eid Mubarak. Some of it's pure fake, yeah. I have to say it like that. Like, when they're touching your chest like that, like just doing that, yeah.
Different styles people have.
Different styles, man.
And some they'll wait for you to kind of do the, the head nudging and all of that.
Look, I think with Bengali people, this is one of the things that we don't have, and it's a wonderful thing. We've picked this up from the Pakistani culture, if I'll be honest with you. The whole idea of shaking hands. Like us Bengali people, I don't think we know how to shake hands, really. When somebody puts their hand out, and when you're in school, you get taught about this whole gentleman's handshake where you hold it firm and stuff like that. Sometimes, look, Bugs, people just...
Yeah.
They just do that. Look, camera, can you see? Just that. Sometimes
the rest of the world don't do that.
That's why, yeah.
You know what I mean? But finishing namaz, look, some of the things that we used to do when we were younger, yeah? Chowdhury shop. Anybody who's not from Burnley, yeah? When you come into Stonium, you will all know, or you will all very soon know, Chowdhury's, or young people call before it was called Mary's shop, because Mary was the lady that used to kind of own the shop. Then it got taken over by the Chowdhury's. We used to call it, are we going Chowdhury's? Chowdhury's. Now with young people, I've heard them call it Chuds.
What?
Chuds. It's Shoko, innit?
It's Shoko, like they abbreviate it even more. Chuds.
Here's the thing, Salik. Obviously, there's an age gap between myself and you guys here.
Yeah.
So when you guys did Eid, what was the things that you used to go and buy from Chowdhury's? What was the thing that you made your Eid? Okay, for us guys, look, spending money was like something that even if we got £1 or £1.50, now it's ridiculous, but when you get £1 or £1.50, there was a lot of things that you could buy. So for example, let me take it back even beyond Eid, yeah. When we used to finish masjid every day at 7:00, we used to go home and there used to be 25 pence waiting for us, or for me. That that was for me, yeah. So 25 pence, this is what it used to buy you, yeah. Pack of Space Raiders. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And those plastic carton cordial drinks.
Yeah.
So plastic carton cordial drink. So the Space Raiders was 10p. That carton was 10p, and then with the 5p that was left over, we used to get 5 penny sweets.
Yeah.
And that was like Eid for us every single day. Do you know what I mean? But because everyone then at 7:00, you see they walk around with a pack of Raiders. They've all got that carton drink. And you know what we used to do with that carton drink, guys? I'm going to take it back, yeah? We're talking about nostalgia, yeah? We used to, because what we used to do, we never used to use the straw. We used to turn the plastic carton upside down and bite like a little...
Why do you do that?
Man. Let me say it, man. Yeah, why do we used to do it? We used to love it. So anyway, you bite like a little bit on the edge, yeah? And then it squirts out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what we used to do with that carton? We used to flatten it, and then, do you know, on our bicycle,
yeah,
we used to put it into the back tire, where the brakes are, and then when you used to ride it, it used to sound like we got a motorbike. That's called creativity. Do you know what I mean? We used to be creative in our play as well.
We used to do that as well. So
Eid Day, we used to do that. You know, when Eid Day used to come, honestly, we used to walk into town centre. That was like a thing to do. Yeah, so from Stonium, we used to walk to town centre. And in them days, I'm taking it back again. Guys, when you used to walk into Greg's, and you used to get a cheese and onion pasty, first of all, they used to be a lot bigger. Yeah.
And more tastier.
And guess how much they were? They were like 42 pence, I think it was, for a cheese and onion pasty.
Yeah, to less than 50p.
Yeah, definitely less than 50. But then, you know, on Eid day, what we used to do as well, there used to be this really, well, we call it famous here. It doesn't exist anymore. There used to be a chippy in town centre called Golden Fish Bar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? We used to go into Golden Fish Bar, get a corn of chips, drown it in vinegar, and then we used to eat those chips on the way home. For us, that was like the best thing ever. When we got a little bit older and we're moving into like the top end of high school, we actually had the courage to get onto a bus. No, hear this, here, man. We used to get onto a bus called X43. That's the direct bus that used to take into Manchester. Guess where we used to go? Rawtenstall.
No, Rawtenstall.
Rawtenstall, man. That was like
Manchester.
Yeah, but you guys were more courageous than me.
I'm not shouting.
So guys, for anybody who doesn't know, from Burnley to Manchester, the in between, the middle stop is Rawtenstall. We had the courage to get to
Where did you guys
Rawtenstall.
go to Rawtenstall?
We used to go for a walk in Rawtenstall. There was a nice, beautiful location.
I don't know about that. That's debatable.
He's from Rawtenstall. That's
Look, I was born in Rawtenstall, but I don't know much about it. So even then, at that time, when we used to get to Rawtenstall, it was a thing that we used to do, and then get on the bus again and then come back. But that was like an amazing Eid for us. That was like phenomenal. Like, oh, do you remember when we on Eid day when we used to do this and we used to do that? But obviously before that, you're meeting your family, everybody's coming around, coming home, picking up your Eid money, and then basically going out and doing what you were doing. I don't know how it was for you guys. Books, what about you?
Yogi's disappearing.
Hold on, I've just got to check the camera.
Yeah, check the
He's
just gone off screen.
So it's very similar, son. Very similar. So we would do, I think, and yeah, we used to go to Mary's shop. We used to buy like random toys and stuff when we were kids, isn't it? Things like potato gun. Can you remember potato gun?
Potato gun.
Spud
Yeah,
gun. Yeah, can you remember
Spud gun. Walking out with a toy gun and a potato in your pocket.
Finding bits of potato at people.
Yes.
And, yeah, and for some reason we'd only ever buy that during Eid. Never again. And that, you know, when we were older, actually, we used to go to Top Break.
Oh yeah,
We used to Top Break, yeah. So we used to do the Mars, then do like breakfast and whatnot at home.
Yeah.
And then you'd message each other, all right, come on, let's meet up at Top Break.
You know, one of the things that we even do now, guys, when we've all finished praying, there's a place in Stonium what we used to call the green benches. Yeah, we actually call that the speaker's corner as far as Stonium is concerned, because that's where we used to all kind of mingle. We used to sit down, we used to chill there, whether it's in the daytime, nighttime. Anybody saying, oh, where we meeting up, or I'll see you at the green benches or the green boxes, that's what it was. But even till today, when we finish our Eid prayer, all the lads hang about in that corner, and a house just opposite there, a very close childhood friend of mine, from his house, the cups of teas come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we all stand there and we're like, yo, where's the tea, man? You know what I mean? So the cups of tea come out, we stand there, we have a cup of tea. And then that's also the house that we also go to every Eid. Because in that house, and I'm going to say it's in Annie's house, yeah, where you've got beef with saulur gurir ruti.
Roti, yeah.
You know, like the proper Bangladeshi classic dish. Because in their house, they still make that. I know in some other houses, they probably do as well, but not as much. But once you get to Annie's house, you know that there's always beef there with pumpkin, cooked with pumpkin, and then with saulur gurir ruti.
Traditional stuff, isn't it?
Traditional, 100%.
And I'm obviously related to him, so I know what the women, the night before and the day before that as well, what they go through. And it's just like like a factory line. Just you do this, you do that, and it's mad.
And then it's like sometimes when you didn't turn up or you got there late or somebody didn't see you, the elders in the house would be like, "Ido dinna." Do you know what I mean? You know that element of going and visiting the elders' houses, and if you didn't go, they'd make a point of it. Hey, Ido dinna. We didn't see you on Eid. What's that all about? It's like a big thing. So you have to go and attend. You have to go and show your face, and that's a wonderful thing. And I hope those kind of things really need to continue.
So actually, let's talk about this, which is, what is Eid traditions, right? So, like, if you have, I don't know, take an idea of what Christmas traditions are. Like, everyone has got an idea that Christmas traditions, whatever it is, you get up, you open presents, whatever tree, you do Christmas dinner, watch the Queen's speech or King's speech nowadays, or whatever it is, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Those are traditions, isn't it? Right? What is Eid traditions?
Look, I've done Eid in Bangladesh and I've also done Eid here in the UK. In the UK, it's literally get up in the morning and fight to get into the bathroom to have a shower before you go to the prayer, yeah? Once you've gone to the prayer, you give your money out and all of that. But the lads, as far as tradition is concerned, with us guys, we always, as soon as you finish your Eid Jamaat, even everybody at home knows that the boys are meeting up and they're going to stand around, they're going to have a bit of a chat, banter, have a cup of tea outside of the house. And then as soon as you get home, it is a case of your family is going to come around, or you're going to go around to see your elders, your aunties, your uncles, your grandmother, you know, if you're not living in the same house. But then for me, look, I'll be honest with you, I can't remember the last time that I wasn't working on Eid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so even if it's in the evening, you know, restaurant workers and takeaway workers, you'll know this as well. Either then very rarely that your boss man will give you a day off. If it's on anything like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no chance. There's no chance of a raindrop in hell that you're going to get a night off, because they still choose to open. Now you see there are some places that are trying to say, you know what, I don't care what day it falls on. Eid is Eid, and I'm going to give people the day off, which is fair enough.
You know, Sal, the Jewish community, they tend to close, you know, on their religious holiday.
On the religious holiday.
Yeah.
And I think
that is the case in Bangladesh and like Muslim majority countries. Like they close not just on the day, a few days before. Like I sent money today, and I think the banks are going to be open on the 24th, so they've got all of them.
All of them days. Look, you know, one thing up in the north as well, guys. This is something that I've kind of picked up as well. If you say like on Eid day you want to go out for a meal, more than likely you're going to go to Manchester, because most of the places are open there. I'm talking about South Asian places or kebab shops and so on. But you know, if you go into a place like Bradford, they shut. You won't get anything open on the 2 days of Eid, depending on which day you do it. In Bradford, nothing's open, so don't even bother going to Bradford looking to go out with your family, this, that, the other.
A little bit of that is changing, but traditionally it used to be like that.
It's closed. But then if you go into, we're talking about our community now, the Bangladeshi community, majority of our establishments are open. Now, whether that's the fear of not bringing in enough money in the week, or business got to run, blah, 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 all of that kind of stuff. But one thing we are noticing is that when you put the notification out as a business owner to say our establishment is going to be closed on such and such a day because we're going to be celebrating, the customers are totally fine.
Of course.
Here's another thing. I manage a lot of social media for these businesses. A lot of them are coming around to kind of taking it off completely, especially if it's on a weekday. They're saying, look, we're going to close.
I would like to see that, you know, like as a trend. Obviously, you know, I don't work in the trade, right? So it's easy for me to say, oh, look, they should close.
Bugs look, me and Bugs, for whatever anybody might say, I know that you've done your national service as well, because me and you worked in the same establishment because it was linked to your family. So even there, if Eid fell on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we opened. If it was, I'm just gonna let everybody know on camera as well. Prince has just walked. Prince is in the house. Prince is in the house. He's entered the building.
Is that his Eid haircut?
He's at his Eid haircut. Supposedly nowadays, guys, this is the thing. I don't get this. I'm talking to the people at home. Supposedly, us Asians have to make an appointment to go and see our hairdresser. The friggin' that's all about. When we were young, we used to walk into a hairdresser, show back and side blade too, or it was an undercut. You got your haircut, you come home. Now you got to make an appointment. Now you're paying. Like young people now go and have a haircut every week.
I know, man.
What's that about? That's crazy. When those young people go to apply for their first mortgage, as one of their expenses, they're gonna put the bloody haircut in there. You know what I mean? It's like you think there's books. I'm being honest with you.
True,
you know when people put in their Costa coffee or the Starbucks coffee as one of their expenses when it comes to them flipping applying for a mortgage. These young kids are gonna go in and say, "Yeah, I want to buy this 200 grand house." But one of my
go without gas.
Yeah, but
what about the time spent? You know, waiting around. How much time goes just
like my lad at home? Yeah, he'll get up on early on that day. Where were you going? I've got my haircut. I'm like, yeah, but you went last week. He goes, yeah, I'm going this week. I said, what's that? So they get their touch-ups or whatever, no, we do that all ourselves. Nowadays, nowadays people don't even shave. They go to the shop to do that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, talking about Eid, the traditions, I don't know what it's like in other parts of the country, but I'm sure it's going to be very similar to us as well. Yoga, you were talking about what we did on Eid compared to what you did on Eid.
How's yours difference? A little bit different.
Not much difference, really. So it was obviously, depends what kind of age you go back to. If you're really young, but like when we did the X43. So actually, let's start with namaz. No, actually, if you want to go back a bit more, haircut, obviously, the before everything, and then on the day of Eid, you go to your namaz. After namaz, everybody hugs. Some boys go to the later one. Some boys go. Most of my boys, they go to the earlier one. I go to the earlier one. You chill, have your bad habits if you're doing it, and then talk, and then you go home. And then you go home. And because I've got a lot of family members in this area, so what I'll do is I'll go home, obviously give salam to my mom and my brothers, sisters. Yeah. Then I'll go to my auntie's house, and then I'll work my way up the street, and there's obviously family, friends as well from back in the day. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if they do that much nowadays, but so they're all close by, and then after that, go back home. Oh, by the way, go to Annie's house, eat there. That's the standard for me as well. Then go home, eat a bit more, see
A
the
lot of
family.
eating.
Eat yogi. Tell us what you eat.
At home,
What, not everywhere you go.
no, usually I try and keep it limited because
But
usually,
you have to eat something in it.
yeah. So
Every house you have to eat
whatever
something.
they bring out.
Yeah, you have to eat something.
No, I don't think it's whatever they bring out. You know that every single house is like a rinse and repeat. You know, like that Scooby-Doo video when Scooby-Doo and everyone's running through, and it's the same things that you pass by, Peter Kay did like a bit of a sketch on that as well. And look, I'm telling you, whichever house you go to, you got your samosas, the Bengali samosas. Does anybody know what a Bengali samosa is? Because there is a Bengali samosa. I'll tell you. If you go to a Bengali house and you get a samosa, it will be done with pastry. You know that crunchy, I don't know what kind of
Phyllo
pastry.
Taj pastry spring roll.
Phyllo pastry.
China special.
No, but in that phyllo pastry is packed with keema. Now, look, if you go to most sweet shops or mishti dukan and stuff like that, in our area, majority of them are owned by Pakistani people. Their samosas are night and day different to our samosas. Everybody needs to now create this trend here where when you have a samosa, what kind of samosa are you having? Are you having a Bengali samosa? Are you having a Pakistani samosa? Because there's two kinds. Then the other thing that will come out is nunor bora. You know, we had this thing where, do we call it nunor bora or nunor bora?
You know what? I need to admit something here. I actually say nungora. I've always said it. My mom's
why we don't let him put the camera.
I haven't been saying it the last few weeks.
Yeah.
But it is actually nungora. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Nun bora. Bora is like a pakora, you know, and this is not a pakora. This is completely something different.
Man.
Yeah, but
No. I want to.
Okay, check this out.
Again.
Nun gora or nun bora. Bora, we understand what it is. But what's a gora?
What's a
Yeah, well, that innit?
Yeah?
What's a
The yellow one. The yellow one.
A Pakistani samosa is the big massive crust, you know, with like
hold
a
on.
really big crust at the bottom. And
One second, Naz, you might as well put the mic on. So look, yeah, you know what? I'll put it on.
Yeah,
for
he's
you.
gonna put the microphone on. Guys, you know the Pakistani samosa is the one with the big thick crust at the bottom, and then inside is majority potato and a very little meat. Because on some, I remember the time when we used to walk into the shop.
Something, my wife has.
Hold on, this guy's walked in late and just keeps interjecting. Go on, carry on.
She thinks that we only eat vegetable samosas.
No, you need to speak into the mic.
Your microphone, man.
Yeah, so-
he thinks we eat vegetable samosas, but as
yeah.
far as we're concerned, they are meat samosas. It's keema, it's got potato in there, and it's got
100%.
peas in there sometimes.
100%.
Yeah, but when it comes to also another thing that comes along with that as well, you know, shemai. Everyone always
Of course,
brings out
yeah,
shemai as well. Yeah.
No, but Salik, here's the thing though. The reason why I said whatever is brought out, as the days have gone by, I've noticed a lot of people, they're making different stuff now.
Yeah, I know, man. This
but they're not
innovation,
making
man.
And I think we need to take it back to basic. Look, if you go to Bangladesh, guys, you know these dishes, they also come out as well. But there's another very famous thing that people in Bangladesh, when you go to their houses, especially on Eid, or any other time as well, actually, around the year, they bring out this dish. Shall I tell you what it's called?
Is it lotus?
Lotus. Ludus. It's called ludus.
Noodles, man. Noodles.
They're called noodles. They're actually noodles, instant noodles, But in Bangladesh, they call them ludus.
Nasal, I've had lotus with like fusilli pasta, the spinal pasta.
Yeah, they get creative a little bit.
Creative, man.
Yeah,
Very
they put-
creative.
On Eid day.
Yeah. But I'll tell you,
It's called nasta, that's right.
do you know, it's called nasta, but in Bangladesh, when you have ludus,
nice, man.
it might be nice, but I'm telling you, straight away.
It does you, man.
Geshti.
It does me, bro.
Yeah,
Tell you now.
you get the heartburn, you get the bloated stomach straight away, almost immediately. So I try and refrain from that. But like Yogi saying, some of the items have changed. You know, some of the people actually, they might not do, or you know, the whole prep thing, guys, in Eid. During Eid, the 2-3 days that leads up to Eid, you know, when your mums and your sisters and your
conveyor belt,
aunties,
isn't it?
the conveyor belt, they all get together and there's banter going on and they're creating all of that. I don't know whether that's kind of dying down a little bit.
Man. It is dying.
Yeah.
It is because nowadays it's more available, you know, in the cash and carries. You can buy samosas and stuff like that.
And supposedly women are busy nowadays.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't want to put it out.
I'm moving this.
It's important.
I
You know, there's not that camaraderie between women anymore, man.
appreciate everything that women do.
Yeah.
I support
100%.
them.
We would be, like James Brown said, it's a man's world, but it's nothing without a woman or a girl. Yeah.
Yalla, that's it.
Yeah, I'm quoting James Brown here. But honestly, guys, Eid is 100% is a special time. And
Of the new ones, what have you noticed new this year, a new innovation? Because I had this one thing somebody gave it, which was I don't know how to describe it. It was like an ice cream cone. So I'm being serious, like an ice cream cone, yeah.
Right.
It had chicken maybe inside it, like shredded
Alright,
chicken, yeah. And at the top, where the ice cream would be, they had vermicelli.
Yeah.
It's so weird,
Never had that,
man.
bro.
don't
It's
know.
so weird.
No, that's just that's just
probably
random, man.
That's probably Nun Gora's in, but it's
No.
ice cream Gora.
But I'll tell you one thing that I did have, and I'm going to say this.
What
Yeah,
new one? What new one?
a new one that I've had is a doner samosa.
Oh yeah, I've had that for about
From where?
5 years
From
ago.
home? Oh,
Naga, you got a Naga variation as well.
I don't know, but no, this was.
I'll
do
tell
they
you where
give-
that come from. It come from Oldham.
Well, no, as in like a boat, frozen boat.
No,
No, people
somebody
make it.
making it at home.
making it.
It's
Yeah.
a shape
Where
of
is it from?
Look, it's
It's basically a samosa, bro, but with doner.
with
inside.
doner inside.
Where are they getting doner from?
You can buy doner in bags
Bro,
now.
you got
bro.
variations as well. You got the doner,
Yeah.
so you've got the Naga ones, and you've got the
samosa.
cheese as well.
Yeah, cheese.
I had cheese and brisket samosa from
I don't know.
boat. Brisket.
Yeah,
Nice,
This is about him moving out of Estonia, man.
What
It's
about
higher society.
that? You get dal, you got torkari. They chuck that in samosas. Nah.
Would you know? Look, check this out. Yeah,
Come on.
I went to someone's house. This is going back a couple of years, and you know that nun bora you're talking about. They actually made it with filling inside it.
Ooh.
It had
Don't
like-
say it was.
No.
Don't say it had manchu inside
No,
like
it
that.
didn't.
Alu, was it alu?
No, it was like a dial.
It's not like a daily bara.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was a clear 100% nun bora with a filling inside it. And I'm thinking, yo, this would have taken time to make, man. Because even nun bora, when you're making it, you need elbow grease to kind of get the dough right, put the color in it, then bloody roll it out, and then fry it. It's time consuming.
Going back to my boys, and so after you eat, you relax a bit, and visit all the family members and stuff like that. Obviously, give out money to the kids. That's another. I think that's a good tradition to have.
Eid.
Yeah, ED. I never knew that until recently.
We never had it, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, you got about quid 50p, something like that.
Yeah,
But that was enough.
That's enough, man.
that was enough.
pound 50, man. Tops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tops.
So then after that, obviously, boys will say, yeah, meet up. We're gonna go here. And first, before the cars, there used to be obviously X43, the witch bit. And then after the cars, obviously rush home, and then sometimes Trafford Centre as well.
We can't get our boys together for
I was
jack.
gonna say, when was the last time you did that? Because we've not done that for
Very
a while.
Yeah,
long
for
time.
us, it's been years. Look, some of my mates are going to be watching this. They're going to be listening to this. They're going to.
And then you go to Trafford Centre, right? All you do is you're just going around.
You can't afford it.
Just going around. But I think a lot of it was for girls.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Astaghfirullah.
I don't know if it was to
Mrs.
find
Woodley,
girls.
no, yeah.
And
This guy's spilling everything.
no, it's true. So obviously most of it was boys coming out. Do you know what I mean? And you used to get
As in coming out.
No, come out.
100 boys, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you have the girls, obviously, and then
I don't
so it'd be
know
like
about that.
30 guys and one girl, so the ratio was
Yeah,
very.
but what about your family? Yeah, man.
I'm married now, bro.
No,
What's that?
guys,
is
but, look.
I was gonna say, one tradition that we've not talked about, which I think is a really beautiful one, Eid tradition, is visiting the grave.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have got their relatives who are buried here, and we've got friends and as well that are buried here. And I think after Salah, you see a lot of people go there.
I think you guys look to
That's
take
a really
it
nice
to
one.
take
What was it? I looked at
community.
it.
I think to take community back to those kind of things. I think it's not just good enough talking about it. There needs to be campaigns created about it. People saying and reminding, whether it's in the masjid, whether it's in the community, that these are the certain things that really does define our community when it comes to Eid and all of that kind of stuff. Like, look, if I be honest with you, we as a Muslim community, we do make effort even on Christmas Day to get the family together to sit down to have a meal, because we don't treat it like it's Christmas. We treat it as it's an opportunity for us to get everybody together. Look, one of the things that was really big for me and my boys when we were growing up is hitting Wimslow Road. Yeah, you guys probably didn't see the peak of Wimslow Road, but we saw the peak of it where,
We went.
Yeah,
Well, what do you mean by the peak? What does
the
that mean?
peak, like when it was like
Wild West.
like it used to get covered by national news, like the Curry
Pakistan
Mile.
flags
Yeah, but
everywhere.
I don't know. That still happens.
No, not on the
Now it's
look,
regulated. Now you got police and whatever,
guys,
whatever.
for the people that don't know, if you go into Manchester, a place called Rusholme, there used to be this strip, this long road called the Curry Mile. It was 100% South Asian, Indian shops. Like, for example, when you're saying, does it? I think it still happens now. Do you remember Pan Rhythm Store?
What's that?
Pan Rhythm
Yeah,
Store.
when you go and have it in the street.
When Pan Rhythm Store was in its height, they used to
Yeah.
sponsor a lot of the Bhangra artists that were big back then, huge. their shop used to have the biggest sound system outside it, and it was literally like a street party, like on another level.
Yeah.
It used to get to the point where cars used to go up and down, up and down, up and down. It was chock-a-block. You had to park probably a couple of miles outside of that area and then walk in. It was very lucky for you to even drive down with your car. When we used to go there, guys, obviously Eid is either celebrated on the first day or the second day, depending on what community. But that area was like, that was the spot to be in.
So, Sadiq, how do we get them days back?
No, you won't get them days back because
hold on a second.
hold on. Let me just tell you, the whole area has changed now. Winslow Road has changed now.
It's Arabified.
It's Arabified, yeah. So it's the what do I want?
I'm good for them.
Yeah,
It's Arabized.
It's Arabized. You know, look, guys, if you go back in history, you know, when we talk about the Islamification of South Asia, this is basically what's happening in places like Manchester now as well, where there was this huge, big, massive South Asian community there running the businesses. Everybody, like every Tom, Dick and Harry used to be there knowing that that's what you're going to get. Now, when you go into that location, it's still a wonderful thing and we still go and enjoy it. But those businesses have now converted into kebab shops, as in like Turkish or Arab or Afghan
dessert shops as well.
Dessert shops, and now all the Indian locations are closing down, and you're getting all these, you know, smash burger places and chicken places, and you know what the young people now want. But if we were to go back then, and I'm not kidding you, you go to Winslow Road at 5 o'clock in the morning, you can still get the kebab that's served exactly the same as 3 in the afternoon. You can walk into an Indian restaurant at 4 in the morning and still find it absolutely heaving. Yeah.
Let me ask you this one then, Sal, just to change pace a little bit. Are we being controversial? Well, actually, I'll be controversial, right? And I will make the statement: Eid is dead.
Yeah.
Eid is dead.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna put in here.
Eid is dead.
Eid is dead for when I think after a certain age point, then it becomes kind of.
No,
It becomes for the
no,
children,
no.
isn't it?
I think even for the children.
Yeah, even for
No,
the children.
I wouldn't say so.
Even for the children.
Because when you say children, what age are you talking about?
The youngest, I tell you what, if I give my child, right, who's 3 years, I've got one that's almost 4, one almost 7, right? If I give them money, they will not know what to do with it. Right? They don't know what bloody cash is. Because whenever I go to the shop, I'll get my card out, get my phone out. They don't know that this thing buys stuff.
It's too readily available.
Yeah, exactly. You give them to the number one thing about ED, they don't have that, right? Let's imagine, right? I did give them, say, some money, some ED money, and they knew what it was.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do with it?
Yeah.
They are walking down the street to Chowdhury's shop
To buy a chocolate bar
Yeah,
or a
exactly.
little sweet or
They
a
don't
gummy.
know that.
Yeah.
Or a potato gun.
Yeah, on a potato gun.
Yeah, he mentioned it.
Why not do that?
They ain't gonna do that, right? So you know, like the things when we say what is the the moza, what are the traditions of Eid, right? One of them, which is you get your Eid money, you go to Mary's shop or Chowdhury's shop, and you then spend. You feel like your own, I'm gonna tell you, I've got my own cash.
You feel like a king that day. Yeah.
That don't happen anymore. Yeah.
okay.
Second one, right, which is you do visiting people's families, isn't it? Right. I don't think that happens anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's massively died down.
I think as well.
Actually, you know what happens? I think now it's restricted to your immediate family.
It has died
right?
down.
Whilst before, we used to go to everyone's houses, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go to everybody's. We do a full circuit.
That's what
Exactly. And if you didn't do it,
Yeah.
that person will think, I'm not looking at what's going on, man.
Yeah,
You're into my house.
Take it as an insult.
Yeah.
So as a kid, not only did you build relations with your family, but you build relations with wider people. You know, like how we talked about the other day, that when we see a Sasa on the street, we treat them as our own Sasa.
I think another thing.
And the reason why let me finish is because we've been to their houses.
Yeah.
They've fed us, they've given us Maya, isn't it?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't think we do that enough as a kid. So those two, you said for young kids, those two big things that we remember as a kid, I don't think that happened. So
in that sense, I would
Eid
agree.
is dead.
I agree with you totally. You know, one thing that
Fagel is
led to
Eid
it.
is dead, Sal. Eid is dead, man.
Our parents used to enforce us to go
Yeah,
to
of course,
these
of
people's
course, of course.
We don't do that. We're too soft on our kids. Now we say, okay, then fine.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, our parents, no matter how
radio
Yeah, that's the women, man.
You know what I mean? Look, one of my traditions now as well, is you go and do your Eid namaz. Yeah, you come back and chill with the boys for a bit, maybe have a little bit of snack, and then do you know what I do? I go back to bed for an hour.
Yeah.
I gotta catch up, man.
My nieces come to my house for breakfast at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
What's going on here, man?
No, it is, those kind of things, guys. The people at home, Please do comment on our YouTube channel when you get onto it about what you.
Hashtag Eid is dead.
Yeah, you know what you used to do, what you didn't do. Like, look, you know,
Hashtag keep Eid alive.
it's a good thing. Look, I'm going to actually bring it back as well, and you guys are going to remember this, yeah?
Go on.
There's a particular family that used to live, say, for example, on our same street, right towards the bottom. Pakistani family, yeah, and you know, obviously they've grown up, moved out, brothers are doing their thing. But for the last few years, and I'm going to mention this as well, and this is Cam. I'm going to bring Cam onto the podcast sometime in the future. If he is watching this, you'll understand it. It's so lovely that Cam gets his brothers together and they come back to Stonium for Eid Day.
They should be my neighbors.
Yeah, they used to be your neighbors.
Shout out Adnan.
Adnan, and they walk through Stonium because that's where they were born, that's where they were brought up. They lived
Where are
with
they now?
they live in different towns, different.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
I think one of them, Cam is in Umrod Road.
Yeah, and they still come into Stonium and go for a walk and stuff like that. One of the lovely things as well, the people that used to live in this particular area that have moved out still come back to this particular area for the Eid namaz as well. It's a chance for them to see everybody, to give them a hug, wish them all the best. And everyone's coming out of Ramadan as well, and everyone goes through their own challenges, their own battles. They're praying for their own the challenges that they're going through, so that God can help them overcome them. But they're also praying for the ummah, the people in the community. So when everybody does come together and you're standing outside of the masjid and you're hugging each other and all of that kind of stuff, I think it's a really wonderful thing, and we should never lose that. And I'm going to go a little bit further, where the elders in the community, which we might be considered, because nowadays, can you believe it, we walk around this and people are like, look at me and say, your uncle, can I have a word with you? I'm like, uncle, where the hell did you get uncle from? But it's one of those things, in it, where we're moving into that particular category within our community. Really engage with the young people, guys. Don't shy away from even grabbing them and giving them a hug and saying, look, this is who I am. I know your father like this, or I know your uncle like that. Don't just think that, oh, these are young people and I don't really know them, so I don't really need to give them a hug. No, go forward, grab their hand, give them a hug, shake their hand, wish them a wonderful Eid, and say, look, this is who I am and I know who you are. And then start to build that connection, because that's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
Is that how you revive Eid?
Yeah, I think those are the kind of things. And then I think, look, we need to do these as campaigns right now.
We need to revive it, basically. It's our duty, innit?
Yeah, we need to.
So do you agree that Eid is dead, Yogi?
It's honest way out.
In what you said, yeah, in that sense, yeah. But like, in terms of, how we said we used to do this, and even cinemas, that was our thing, going to cinemas. That was one of the things.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
So I think a lot of people, depends on the age range, I guess, as well.
I watched my first film during Eid. Titanic.
I watched one of my first experiences was going into a cinema in Brightfield called Unit 4. And guess what film I watched?
What?
Space Jam. Who knows Space? Where did I watch Space Jam? That was like one of my first experiences of walking into a cinema. Never done it before. It was my first ever lived experience of, this is a cinema, man.
It was like a living room.
Yeah, it was
so small.
It was a small. But the thing is, at that time, you used to think to yourself, this is.
We never had the phones, we never had the internet, so that was the thing.
People
And you
don't
go there,
realise.
if you actually going out your way, you're not, hello, you have to go there. That in itself is a
And there's no
thing.
distraction.
And now
And then it's a top break as well, going playing
top
snooker.
break.
And do you know
That was
what
a
one of
big
the traditions is? And we took the mick out of this one year as well. And I'll tell you what it is. Do you know when you go into certain sections of our community, say for example, the people that came from back home, when their Eid messages, it'll be written in Bangla with their picture on there as well. You know what I mean? Bukhariya idhar shuvecha. Do you know what I mean? All of that kind of stuff, yeah? So I thought, you know what? I know how to use Photoshop. We're going to create these posts with all of our mates, but make them a bit kind of funny, bit of comedy there. So I did it for all of the boys, and I said, right, guys, send these out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we kind of did that as well. But this is how people are saying it now, isn't it? On Eid day, when you're standing there in the Eid Jamaat doing your Eid prayer, your phone's buzzing because it's 101 of those messages. It's the same message, and everybody's just sending it out. Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, and it's the generic ones. I think now with our young people that are growing up, let's take it back. Let's create these campaigns where we're going to bring them into the look. This is another thing. We can do this all in the masjid. We can do this all in the most focal point within our community.
In a lot of places, like say Birmingham, I know they do it in Blackburn as well, where they have like Idgar, right?
Yeah, Idgar, like Eid in the park.
Yeah, Eid in the box. That's the tradition for. Like the tradition is that you don't do Eid in the masjid. There's a special place called the Idgar, which is normally a big playing field outside of town, where the entire town goes and they do.
So if you do that in Bangladesh, which I have done in Bangladesh, you go. This is the Idgar where all year nobody uses that space, but on Eid day everybody comes together. Now here's one of the things in Bangladesh that I've seen with Eid. Eid prayer in Bangladesh takes place almost immediately or very soon after Fajr namaz.
Yeah.
They do it very early because they've got so many other things to do, go and meet people, especially during Qurbani time as well. When they're given Qurbani, they do it on the day. They finish the Eid prayer by 7 o'clock, it's all done and dusted. Then that's it, they're going back to their houses, getting the cow out of the hole, waiting for the Imam Sab to come round so that they can basically do the Qurbani. In England, we're starting at 9:30 because some people need to get to work, but then the later one is at 10:30. By the time you finish that and go home, within an hour is Zohar namaz time. Before Zohar namaz is done, everybody then is almost getting ready because at 3, look, here's the thing, because I don't know whether you've done this. You finish the Eid prayer, Zohar namaz comes, you go to Zohar prayer, finish that, come home, you're literally getting ready because by 3 o'clock you're shooting off to work. Because the restaurants and the takeaways are open. All the men and the elders in the house for Eid day, the men in the after 3 o'clock, very few men are at home. Yeah, very few men are at home, like the dads, the uncles, very few of them are at home because why? They got to go to work. Like this Eid as well, we're going to be working, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, no problem working.
Do you think then that we should try and do like an Eid garden in Burnley? There are other places that do it, so we know that there's.
Look, man, our masjid has a car park at the front and a car park at the back, and if we were to even still do it through 2 prayers, we've got a sound system that's loud enough. Line the people up. You know where the Imam Sab is going to be standing. If you're going to pray outside, but then people are going to say, if we've got such a big masjid where we can house the people inside, what are we standing outside for?
No, but for me, it's not just doing for our masjid. For me, it's let's do all of Burnley.
Okay, so now what you're saying is we need to go to all the masjids beforehand, tell all of them that the Eid prayer is not going to take place within your masjid. Everyone's going to meet, let's say, for example, Prairie. We're all going to stand on Prairie fields and then we're all going to pray together. So all the masjids have to first unite. All the masjids then have to agree that this is what's going to happen. And then we're going to put
do you think
resources.
that will ever happen? Do you think ever?
No. But the thing is, it happens in places though. This is what I'm trying to say to you. In Blackburn it happens. In Birmingham it happens. In London it happens. There are places that happens. It's getting more and more, right?
Yeah.
When you go and when you see, because I've not actually been to one of those places, right? But when you see people doing Eid in those places, not only are they doing Eid as a big community, but there are also a lot of other festivities that are surrounding that.
Well,
so you can spend your entire time there. Yeah.
We're too secular though. Everybody.
We're too secular, man.
We're all separate.
I don't even know the meaning of the word, man.
I don't know what he's on about. He's secular. This is a guy that says, I go to Holbody for you.
No, my point is that I think if somebody organized it, right, it would happen. Not like that rain zone. If you build it, it will come. I think so. They will come.
We should do it as a podcast then.
I think we should do it.
Look, I would doubt it. You know why?
Do it, comment.
Look, I would doubt it. We do have a council of mosque where all the imams and everyone sits together. If they wanted to do something like that, I'm sure they would have already suggested it by now and then realized that, you know what, it's not going to happen like that. Look, I'll tell you another thing as well. We're going to have to talk about going further into it as well. A lot of the masjids do this in their own masjid and they don't want to take it away because don't forget, they end up raising a lot of funds as well. A lot of people give money to the masjid during those times.
Of course.
And
but you could do that in the Eid as well, isn't it? It's not like...
Are you going to split it, man?
You're going to split it? How are you going to split it? When you go into the Eid namaz, what happens? There's more than one collection, isn't there?
And then some people are going to turn around and say, oh, that's a wobbler masjid, I don't pray behind them. No, I don't want to go down that.
No.
It's a good idea. It's nice.
Eid is dead.
Yeah.
Eid is dead. Eid is dead. The only way to revive it is to do Eid style.
Lovely,
support me, people.
Lovely,
listen.
Lovely lukewarm sentiment behind this idea, but lukewarm sentiment. Do you know what I mean? But look, I don't know, guys. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And then here's the other thing as well, guys. The guys who are working, we always say, guys, we're going to go here. It never happens, man. It never happens. You know what I mean? So I don't know, are we going to call them ergonomics within the community that we have to go home again? People are waiting, or let me go and quickly catch my family because they're all going to be going home. A lot of the times the next day might be school day as well. Kids are going off to school. The people who, look, especially if it's on the weekend, there's nobody going to hang around till 1 o'clock because it's a busy night on the weekends in restaurants and takeaways. By the time they finish work, they clean up. By the time they get home, definitely it's past midnight. It's getting, easy. It gets past midnight, and then all these other different things happen, and yeah, we can say that it is a little bit sad, and we try to do the best that we can. But if you
need to resurrect it, Sal.
Yeah.
We got to resurrect it.
we need a defib on Eid, guys. According to books, Eid is
Definitely, man. Definitely.
It's a molong lagao.
Molam laga.
Man, I'm telling you.
But guys, look, this whole idea of Eid in the UK, I know a lot of people, you might be seeing a lot of things that are being said online regarding this whole idea of Muslim takeover and whatnot, but it really isn't. Look, if you look at it statistically, what do they say? 6% of the UK now is Muslim. That's quite a significant number. And if you go into all of those communities, you'll see during those particular times of the year, the community does really get behind itself.
Salik, what about Shrove Tuesday? Do you see online? Everybody says, what about Shrove? I'm looking at Ramadan Mubarak, yeah? Suddenly everybody's on this Easter thing. Like, all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
I think it's okay. I think I kind of like Easter. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice break for the kids as well.
Yeah. The thing
And
is that
if people are gonna celebrate Shrove Tuesday, as in like I'm talking about Christians now, absolutely go for it. No wrong, not wrong with that.
From a Christian perspective, like the real religion of Christianity,
Yeah.
Easter is the more important celebration. Christmas is just a bit of a thing, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Like, look, Christmas is like what's that thing, man? We know when they celebrate the Prophet's birthday, yeah, Mawlid, right?
Yeah.
Whilst Easter is Eid, right?
Ramadan.
Yeah, it's a Ramadan Eid, isn't it? Lenten Eid. So I'm 100%, man. Like, I think for us, if the country rediscovers its faith, whether that's Christianity or something else, it's brilliant for us.
Yeah, I think so.
Brilliant for us.
I'm well up for that.
I would encourage it as well. Go back into your faith. Right?
Find the Lord, innit? Find the Lord.
And by the way, I've just saw something online. There's a church that's up for sale, 25 grand. No one's used it for 1890. Look, this is the thing, all these topics that they come up during the week, guys, we have these discussions. These are live discussions that we have with people that walk into our place of work, and we have a discussion about English as a language, English as a culture, Britain, how is the Muslim community fitting into all of this? All of these conversations, guys, are going to become even more relevant. Why? Because there's an imminent election that's going to be taking place in a few months' time, and politically people are going to be engineering these fake stories or these myths and what's happening within the country, and they're supposed to this idea of resurrecting what is it, what does it mean to be British, this whole culture, and bringing it together. I think Eid now is part and parcel of British culture.
Of course, 100%, man.
Yeah,
100%.
Ramadan is now part and parcel of British culture. Yeah. People celebrating Eid on different days. Even the people who are non-Muslims understand that now as well. Or, sometimes people do come up to you and say, oh yeah, I heard you're going through Ramadan. So what day do you think you guys will be celebrating Eid? So you ask them, what do you mean by that? Oh, we've heard that some people celebrate on one day depending on which mosque and which country you follow.
Pajamas at Primark.
Yeah, if you go into Tesco's and all of that, they've got an Eid aisle, Ramadan aisle, like KTC oil, the
next are doing like baby salwa kameez and stuff like
Look, the other day, guys, check this out. I walked into TK Maxx here with my family, going and trying to find something to buy. There was, Amra Zadarahoy Punjabi. Yeah, Bengali people. Yeah, look, this is another thing as well, guys, and I'm going to bring this up. This is a really interesting topic. When we turn up to masjid right now, we walking into with jubbas and stuff like that. I got no problem with that, but we as Bengali people have to realize that
he has loads of problem with that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
You know what? I actually have a kind of a problem with that.
But guys, look, you have to realize that our traditional garments, when it comes to wearing what we wear to go to the masjid, the Punjabi what we wear, the slim one, the white one, the see-through where you see the vest underneath, that
butter vest.
No, but look, let's not knock it, because that is the pure sunnah.
That is the sunnah, The jubba is actually not the sunnah.
The jubba is not even. Look, the jubba is not even Arabian. It's actually Persian. If you go, look, it is. It's a fact.
So the sunnah is lungi
and the Punjabi.
That's the sunnah, bro.
It's not jubba.
And
I don't.
Explain that. Why is that then? What's the
Listen, I'm not Bengali. Yoga, let me say it, man. I'm not Bengali man. I'm not Punjabi. I'm not Bulili.
We're so honored that look, the Bangladeshi people, they're like. What they wear in Bangladesh, that is the closest to the sunnah.
Okay, what as in the way of the Prophet?
The lungi.
What is the sunnah? You realize the sunnah is whatever the Prophet did, said, or
Is that the sunnah? Is modest clothes of that period.
listen,
modest,
the
yes,
sunnah.
we
modest
can
is the broader
generalize the
sense.
books, but let's
No,
say
no,
if
but
you
hold on.
So that's something
Modest
different.
is the broader sense. But what he actually wore was the Punjabi and the lungi.
I know, but there's
specific.
but there's nothing special about the Punjabi. and the
Absolutely,
lungi.
there is.
100%.
It's my identity. It's
Yeah,
part of
yeah.
me. It's part of who I am.
I'm just saying.
Look,
No.
books. I don't
It is
know.
special.
Look,
Context.
It is
let,
special.
oh, guys,
Sorry, but it is.
just give me 1 second. Yeah, let me say this.
I'm not doing it like
Go to Bangladesh on Eid Day.
Yeah.
Go to the masjid on Eid Day.
Yeah.
You will see more Bogal Hada vest than anything else. Because we wear that Punjabi, the white one. It's what we wear. It's us. When you see that, you know that person's Bangladeshi. You won't say he's an Iranian, an Arab, Algerian, Moroccan. You won't say anything. Nowadays, young people are dying to wear these Moroccan tubes. I've got no problem with that. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. But at the same time, we men need to go to our young people and say, you know what, here, I've bought you a gift. It's not a jubba, it's a Bangladeshi Punjabi. What's wrong with that?
No, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you on the point.
Like I'm Muslim.
I agreed on the point.
I'm not
that-
Bengali, the Punjabi with them. Look, even when we go now, go to Fajr namaz in Shah Jalal Masjid. Most of the men, they got the lungi and the Punjabi on.
Well, I agree
Yeah.
in Lungi. In Lungi.
Look, a couple of years ago, even last year, the boys that we go to Bangladesh with every single year when we go on tour, the first thing that we do there is we have this specific night where everybody wears a longi and comes out onto the street, and we spend the whole evening wearing our longi just like our normal Bengali people do, to the point where we tell the rickshaw driver, you sit in the back, we're going to pull you for an evening.
Yeah, so going back, that is the sunnah, yeah.
Yeah. So, guys.
Okay, what's your thing? Why are you like so negative
No,
about it?
Yeah, show me kabangers, man.
I'm not being negative about it. I'm just saying that look, you can't just say that one particular form of dress is the sunnah.
We're not
We
saying
can't
that.
say that. We are saying that.
Okay, Yogi is saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying lovely, wear what you want, modest clothing, this, that, the other. But at the same time, under the guise of, yeah, but it's modern, it's still hits all the whatever it needs to hit. I'm saying, guys, man, Punjabi Findu man, what's wrong with that? It's
Bring
a
back the
beautiful
Punjabi.
garment. I don't think you can know about all this. Buy it from wherever.
Is it readily available?
Of course it is.
100%.
Everybody wears it.
What? Everybody wears those loose, baggy ones, and you know, look, I'll be honest with you, it's in the head, innit?
Yeah.
That if I put that item on, Muslim, Jubba,
The jubba.
the jubba.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So my point is this: look, that you can't necessarily.
The Qataris don't wear it.
No, I'm saying you can't necessarily say
People
that
from Oman
jubba-
don't wear the jubba. Tara traditional.
Yeah, of course. So you can't say that the jubba is Islamic, right? But equally, you can't say the Punjabi and the lungi is Islamic.
Yes.
We can't. What's wrong with you, bro? You can't. No. Why can't we? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi
Because it's the
wasallam. Okay,
same.
here's the thing. Okay, let me ask you a question. The very simple question. Did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is there a record of him wearing the jubba? We know the Bajah Hadith and things that he was. Hold on, before you carry on. By the way, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the most documented man on earth.
Of course.
Everything we know about him, his teeth, his eyebrows, how he looked, what he wore, how he smiled, how he walked, everything in detail, bro. Okay, now you're telling me where can you show me, or can anybody show us where he wore the jubba? And can anybody come with any evidence that shows if he wore the Punjabi
And the lungi?
Yes, we can.
Yes. I know, but that doesn't make it the sunnah, though, does it?
Yes, it does.
The sunnah, no, it doesn't, man. You misunderstand it.
Okay,
right?
No, you're talking from a more general perspective.
No, not even general perspective.
Go on, I'm listening.
Like the sunnah is, right, not just the practice of the Prophet, right, but it's a practice of
Criteria.
the Prophet. It's a practice of the Prophet that has religious significance.
Yeah,
right?
the criteria. It needs to meet the criteria. So the
That's
criteria
what he's
is
saying, isn't
that the
it?
aura needs to be covered. There needs to be
exactly.
modern.
I get
No
that.
problem.
Exactly.
No,
We're
that's
being
fine.
and we're taking it even more specific to that. You're gonna hit all of those points. That general view of what you need to do. Yeah, and if you want to be a bit more specific, guys, wear the Punjabi and the lungi.
Yeah, I'll give you an
no,
example.
I
I'll give you an example.
Go on.
I'll try to my best to kind of
Go on.
equate it. Yeah.
Go on.
So look, the beard, having a beard is sunnah, isn't it? Of course. So now, how is the beard? How did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have it? So now, if we have it as close as to him as possible, that is the sunnah. But now, if I have a rasta and all of this, that's not really the sunnah. But you've got a beard.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me. So the hair is actually a good example, right? So, what is sunnah hairstyle?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, what he had
Shoulder length
about
or
there, isn't it?
ears low.
No.
A bit like
So
what
it's
you
not,
have.
a bit like what I have, but
Like what I had when I,
the Prophet had different. the Prophet had different hair, right?
yeah.
But the element of it that has religious significance.
You lost out. You lost.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The part that has religious is that
We're
has to
killing
be same
podcast
length.
But we're not on about the religious significance.
No, man.
Yeah, but Books, we're killing podcast time, yeah? Look,
Boys,
the
boys,
fact
I'm
is,
gonna
let's
fact
go.
check.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
But yeah, fact check.
Fact check.
Go on.
So
Equal length.
did the Prophet wear lungi? Yes, it is established.
There you go.
An authentic hadith.
Wait, authentic hadith.
Authentic hadith that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wore a lungi,
Yeah.
a waist wrap or a sarong, often referred to
Waist
as
wrap?
izar.
Oh, that's all.
So you can wear those as well.
Oh,
We're not-
so what is sunnah there?
We're not restricting it.
look,
No, this is
nah,
not
yeah.
restricting it.
No, you know this is- yeah, you're
no,
not
restricting it.
so this is my
Guys.
point though, is what is the religious part of it? The religious part of it
you
is
know what? Look,
modesty.
full stop.
Modesty. I
Yeah,
understand
beauty.
that.
Yeah, okay,
Modesty.
yeah. Buzilisi. Anyway, Bukhari Angolo Buzilisi Tumlo Amran Angolo Buziliso.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, look, guys.
Wait, hold on. Guys, if you comment which one is right, yeah?
Yeah. But at the
Boys,
same,
bring your lungis out.
yeah, bring your longies out, guys.
Do you wear lungi?
Listen,
I don't.
You know what?
No, I don't know. The truth is the truth.
Guys, let's simmer down a little bit. Yeah, I have to say this as well. When we were younger, they used to be
being sensible, man.
No, they used to be. But look, we used to have when we were younger. We used to watch the people that were like about 5, 6, 7 years older than us. They used to. You know, like how little gimmicky things and stuff like that. We used to see them come out one day, and all of them, on top of their pants as well. I think they were just doing it as a joke. They used to wear a lungi.
Yeah.
There's still people now that still wear a lungi, but they got shorts on underneath because they still feel as
You
though.
see that, Sally? You know when you go Bangladesh, say if you're buying clothes and stuff like that, they used to tell me to wear a lungi so I can try it underneath. 'cause
Yeah, of course. The lungi is the most versatile piece of clothing, man.
And not only that, guys, you know
amazing
what?
piece of clothing.
It's a respectful gift as well. Do you know when you actually go and give people things? Like when you go and give something to a woman or a lady, it might be a scarf, a shalwar kameez, a sari. When you go and give clothing items to men, again, it's Punjabi and a lungi as well. 'Cause look,
You know the cool thing about lungi as well, when you see wearing people wearing it in Bangladesh, the ways they wear it, you know, like if they're in the fields, so they put it half, like three quarters,
It's very
and then they
versatile.
like wrap it around like you know,
and then with that as well, guys, look, when you go to Bangladesh on Eid Day, you'll see everybody wearing those white Punjabis. Another thing that you'll see as well, you know, our mosque hats are a lot more raised than the normal flat ones, so that's another thing. And then the other thing that men also bring along with them as well is a little gamsa. Gamsa is something that you guys should research as well. It's something that I always go and buy every
Sally,
single
what
time I go
about
to
ginger beards? What's
Jesus,
your
man.
thought about
It's not actually a ginger beard. It's men, all men with white beards. They put Mendi on.
Hey, look, there's a strong association between Muslims and ginger beards. Have you noticed? Every time you see a video of like a British person that's converted to Islam,
Yes.
the ginger.
The ginger.
I'm telling you, the ginger brothers, you've got something special inside
They're
you,
the ones
man.
taking over.
You've got something special inside you, man. Love to my ginger brothers.
But on air, you know, another thing as well, I'm gonna realize what see, and I've been seeing this a lot more on TikTok over the last few days, and I don't know whether you guys saw this as well. You know, when you listen to Quran recitation, people do it in different styles, different modes, different delivery. There is people out there now who are saying, oh, the Bangladeshi style of delivering the Quran recitation is a very unique style. Yeah, even the Bangladeshi waz, when you listen to it, it's very
Very cool.
you know, like very, you know, there's a lot of melody in there.
When you
There's-
say that, there's a YouTube video of Azan,
Yeah.
and one guy does it
I know.
from different countries. Amazing.
Yeah, and then he does the Bangladeshi one
Yeah,
in there as
exactly.
well.
Beautiful.
And you know it, you've heard it. I'm talking about the Bangladeshi community here right now. When you listen to that kind of recitation, when you listen to that kind of waz is like a bayan. Yeah, when you go onto the waz circuit in Bangladesh, most good people, as in good wazi, we call them wazi mesab, yeah, people who do waz, they all do it in that melody. It's always rhyming, is very, I don't know what's the word, you know, there's a lot of melody in there as well. And everyone just sits there, and even when they're listening to a bayan being delivered, you can hear people, or you can see people enjoying the melody side of it as well.
You know, if people haven't seen it, I think the closest thing that I can think of is, you know, when you see clips of African sermons, you know, like African churches, right?
like gospel and all.
Gospel,
Yeah, yeah.
where they go from talking to singing
Yeah,
to
yeah.
talking.
Exactly.
It's like that. Well, what's
He's got the spirit. The spirit has overcome it. Yeah.
Let's invite somebody down the camera. Whoever's a good wazi,
Put him back,
traditional,
man. Put him back.
no church sermons. We're okay with that. But yeah, if there's a good wazi out there, please invite yourself to our podcast. We'd love to have you here.
No problem. And you know, guys, look, we are going to wind this session down. It's all about Eid. It's all about what
Save
you
Eid,
guys do.
save Eid.
Yeah, save. You know, like Bukhari's got this campaign going. Yes, you know, Eid is dead. You know, hashtag. So how do
Save
we-
it by wearing the Punjabi, the Bangladeshi one, and the lungi, guys. Yeah.
all of that. But actually, guys, look, I think next week we're gonna put out a little bit of a competition so you guys can win a t-shirt or a jumper and a mug as well.
You wish to get a Punjabi in there too, Salih, and a lungi.
Yeah, get Mathis-Na.
Next time, just Mamla Bangladesh, I will actually design a Bangladeshi Punjabi or a lungi with our
that'll
colours and logo.
that'll be quite cool because there are people out there who can do all of that. Guys, keep liking, keep sharing. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and definitely YouTube. We need to get the subscriber count up. We did have I'd say it's a modest a target of getting to 500 subscribers as quickly as we can. I think we're kind of very close to halfway there. And
We're on about 200 and something. So, guys, I want to say this as well. Obviously, I've been behind the cameras all these last few episodes, but thank you so much. Honestly, the likes, the comments, the following, all of that, the support is amazing. Thank you so much. So our first target is 500 subscribers. We're about halfway there. And we need to watch hours.
You need to learn how to say subscribers.
Subscribers.
Subscribers. That's
Why? What did I say?
You say subscribers.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't. No,
Yeah,
no.
carry
Watch it back.
on.
We'll watch it back.
kill him.
You know what? Watch it back. And if I said subscribers, then what?
You watch the film, okay?
These guys are too competitive.
Next week, you buy treats for eat treats.
Inshallah,
Yeah?
I've been bringing treats all the time.
Yeah, I know you
That's
do.
it,
But
actually.
this time it's a bet.
Yeah.
Halal bet.
On camera.
That's fine. Guys, keep liking, keep subscribing. We want to hear your comments about your Eid traditions at home with your boys. Go
The young
taking it back.
generation particularly.
The young
Yeah,
generation in
particularly.
particular. What do you guys do?
Yeah.
We will be bringing some young people on. Guys, we've got a really, really cool lineup of people that we're going to be bringing on.
Tell us, Salih. Tell him who's coming on next week.
So hopefully next week we've got Mudi Aslam who's going to be coming on. He's a local police officer. Well, not local. He's a local lad, born and brought up here in Burnley, Stonium. His family, his father had a significant impact in the history of Stonium and Dane's House. Mudi's going to be coming on. We've got some entrepreneurs that have come over from Bangladesh as young people into this country who are now part and parcel of this society. We've got some really cool young female guests that are going to be coming on as well. We're definitely going to be bringing Ibrahim Baisab back on because he's got more to say as well. But guys, the list is endless of, but we're always tossing, turning, who we're going to bring on. This particular episode, because it is an Eid special, we wanted to do it all ourselves and not have anybody come down. But that's absolutely fine. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep sharing. Eid Mubarak to everybody who's going to be celebrating over the next few days or the next week or so. Please stay safe.
Cars, don't drive like crazy, guys.
Yeah, guys, be really
Be
careful.
sensible out there.
Be sensible.
Especially young
important, I
people with cars. Be careful. We know this whole idea of joyriding, people getting hurt. There's no need for anybody to get hurt on a special day like
Enjoy
this.
yourself, but obviously just be a little bit.
Yeah.
Life
And
is
it's just, guys, speeding around these little roads in Stonium, and it's not right, man. There's a lot
And
of
Eid is special for everybody. We don't want to make it miserable for anybody, guys. So just do be careful, be mindful. Really go out there, have a blast. Everyone's been, fasting hard, praying hard, dedicating themselves towards the whole of Ramadan, and it's coming to an end, unfortunately, because it is a wonderful time of the year for the Muslim community. So look after yourselves, and inshallah, we're going to see you again.
Eid Mubarak, guys.
Eid
Eid Mubarak from me as well, everyone.
Assalamu
Take
alaikum.
it easy.